Alrighty, I'll on a gadi wahi ka joko, so I don't see you snarly. Kazitas Rio, you just go in Audrey and Dutch going to star, run out that Roni. Written order, the Goronga Gari of Gesso, yet he sought us a tank of Goroko, don 18 stars in Hunzagi, don a Guigascut, the Ganungwe. Written order, a Guazini, Ganapter, a Gerald, and a Guego of Quadzere or Noko Supa. Written order, yet he sought the Bunhan there on the headstone, I gonna go rear that he have a quick. I okay at again, had down Dawi, Aron Hetzer, does it start Gunungwe. Dam Dawi Aron Hetzer, a Guego on a Goro, Guyana Rasa Goa, Stana. Dano Body Shoes, Gazat Stasera. Okay, so as everybody knows that every time we get together for a meeting, council, ceremony, anything of importance, we always have to carry out Honda Gadi Badeko first. This is where we give thanks for the things in creation that have created us and the things that we need to continue to sustain us. So we always begin by giving our thanks to the great spiral of creation. When you look into the nighttime sky, you're not looking into cold, dark, empty, lifeless space the way that non-native science leads you to believe. No, instead you are looking into the living, vibrant body of our great mother, Sky Woman herself. And so we give thanks to her, to Sky Woman, as it is she who has given us spirit. From there, we give our thanks to the beating heart of our Mother Earth, to our grandmother Moon. It is she who regulates the flow of the lifeblood into all things. And so we give thanks to her, Grandma Moon, as it's she who has given us blood. From there, we give our thanks to our Mother Earth, regardless of what color you are, what language you speak, where you have grown out from our Mother Earth, or more importantly, what you imagine divides us. We all come from the same mother, making us all one family, sisters, brothers, all relations, all together. And so we give thanks to her, to our Mother Earth, as it is she who has given us body. From there, we give our thanks to all the women, from the newest born baby girl to the eldest grandmother, as they carry the sacred title of life giver into the world and are to be honored and respected as such. We give thanks to them, the life givers in all strains of life, as they, in this world, they give us purpose and direction. From there, we give our thanks to all the medicine, to all the waters, to all the medicines and all the shapes and forms they come in. And this is to remind ourselves that all of us, we are all made of water, 100% water, but yet we are constituted in different shapes and forms. Just looking right here, the difference between Wayagerdu and I, but then we look at the difference between what Wayagerdu and I are in common as life protectors. We look at the difference between us and the life givers. And so we see the diversity of life, of creation, as it grows out. This is the medicine. And so we, in everything that grows, we are the waters, and so we are the medicine of Sky Woman. And so we are medicines to each other. Never forget that you are a medicine to your grandparents. So call your grandparents, go and see your grandparents, visit them, go and do chores for them, work, whatever you can. Go and spend time with your grandparents while you can. From there, we give our thanks to our ancestors who carried the good mind, and we ask them to help us to return our mothers back to their natural seat of authority within all our nations so they can manage all our people properly once again. This is a universal, you can say like a default program for all of us to return our mothers back to their natural seat of authority, because all of us have gone on some different tangent of completely opposite from creation, that we are not functioning in the way that everything else in creation functions. We have created different corrupted concepts that we call politics. We've, if you want to identify the different types like democracy, communism, socialism, these are all corruptions that have gone off the path, the natural path in order of creation. The natural path in order, all of our collective default is to go back to our original structure. And this is where we identify to return our mothers back to their natural seat of authority, to manage us the way that Clan Muller manages an entire nation. From there, we ask our ancestors to help us to bring back the true spirit of the every Onagora within the Great Law of Peace. And if you don't know what the Great Law of Peace is, well, you just think of those words. Great law. You would just think, well, what is great law? It's the biggest law. It's above your local law that says to stop at a stop sign. It's above your provincial, your state, your federal law. It is the great law of all creation. And when we're identifying that law as the great law of peace, then anybody can easily piece this together. And even if you've never heard of it, you know it in your heart and mind that this is the order of creation. And so when we find ourselves on the path where so far down the corrupted path where we are now, we must look back. Our future is not lying ahead on this corrupted path. Our future is in our past. Because if we're looking at corruption, then the solution to corruption is to go back to when we were not corrupt. And so to advance from here, to move out of corruption, would mean to reverse back to where we were prior to coming into this great corruption that has consumed the entire earth. And so we give thanks to our ancestors and we ask them to help us to righteousness, that we have nothing to do with bad on any level. So all of this, and of course, it is a basic general thing. Even all the stuff that I just said, I didn't say it in the opening. It was general application opening. But as you know, we emphasize all the time that what you can do verbally, even if it is, excuse me, even if it is in your first language. Let's say you speak French, you speak English, you speak Japanese, whatever. You don't have to speak verbally out loud. Most people are kind of shy about that. So most people would, if you're in a pinch, okay, you might say the basics. But just because I am saying the basics now, speaking in general, do not do this in your own application, in your own internal application, when you don't have to speak in the public and you don't have to represent your thoughts out externally. Then you're within your own mind. And here, then you should take the time, even your Hondagari Wadek, really, it lasts all day from the morning you wake up till the time you go to sleep. Everything that you're thinking in your mind, at the end of the day, it all comes to conclusion. And if you are a proper human being, I mean, who doesn't conclude the events of their day? Of course, this is a proper way, as everybody knows. Excuse me. As everybody knows, even just relationships between life givers and life protectors, if when it goes sour and they break up, common sense tells you you must have closure. You must finalize, like all business. And this is what Guyana Rasaragoa teaches us, is that we never break something here, move on, break another thing, and not address these things. We don't allow the one thing to continue to where it's building up into two things, and then all of a sudden we've got to address 100 things. No, Guyana Rasaragoa in our daily lives teaches us how to resolve our issues throughout the day, how to bring closure in our day to the events, to the knowledge, the conversations, the arguments, everything that we've had in that day. So this is what law teaches us. So today, and we're going to talk about in that realm of things that law teaches us, because today we just came out of the closing of the Maple, and this is because law teaches us that we must acknowledge and affirm the natural rhythms and cycles of creation. And so whenever there is a change or change in the cycles, then these are the things that we have to recognize and we have to work with. Now, this is not something that is done really any longer. Even the people who carry out ceremonies they're really now carrying out ceremonies basically inside of a building. They're not really doing what the ceremony actually is. Like what I seen all my life, up until actually 1990, was that our corn planting ceremonies were always done in the longhouse. And this was done here in Ganawagi and Akwesasne and Ganasadage, everywhere. The corn planting ceremonies were a matter of going through a motion, not the physical motion of actually planting, but a motion of ceremony. And so, yeah, if you go through the motion of ceremony, you get certain basic knowledge, but you don't get the knowledge of when you're actually doing the thing. So the cycles tell us to interact with creation. This is what we did. In the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we tapped the trees and we got approximately now, I'd say about 150 to 160 gallons. So we're going to talk about the cycles like as if you and I are actively working that in our own yards. So imagine you woke up 3 weeks ago, you tapped your trees. You know, we tapped our trees. So later, now after the closing, we come together. What are the things we would say to each other? Okay, so we both know that it was the closing of the maples. So let's start with that. What would we identify? How would we say it? Okay, I see you on the street and I say, hey, we just closed our maples. Or did you close your maples yet? Yeah, let's go with that one. Did you close your maples yet?
Okay, what's the room? WA. It's the K. Okay, what's the room? The TAN. What's the feet? TAN. So done. Hodo. HOTON. What's the space? Water. And question mark. Okay, you would say article. But the question, okay, yeah. Take the question mark out and put article, R-A-R-E-K. Okay, article, then your question mark. What's your order is, did you close the tree and then maples? Did you close the trees of maples? Yet, article. What's it done? What the article?
What's the London? Hold on. What the article? Jeez whiz.
Waseronda hoda wata Waseronda hodo wata ariko. Janet?
Wasarunta hodon wata areko.
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 Merrick?
Waserotan hoton watare areko.
Hans?
Watserota uton wata areko.
Elsa? Elsa? Harold?
Wata Lego.
Waseronda hodo wata ariko. Theo 21.
Does anybody see the remote for the? Couldn't really hear that. Okay.
The order for today is as usual, Longhouse, Marie-Claude and Edith, and Janet, Merrick, France, Elsa when she come back, Harold, and me. So
Okay, so let's give the conversation here a little bit of, that it can go two ways. So let's answer first to say, no, we didn't even tap our trees this year.
Okay, yeah, IAH, yeah. Deyungwa Doro. Deyungwa, Wa. Deyungwa, KWA apostrophe. Deyungwa Doro. And Giga. Geniosis. Geniosis, yeah.
there's no H nowhere there now.
Geniosis, well, you could put a H, it's, it was, Jesuit influence.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
I have big arguments because I work with mostly Christians and they give a kid they say he spelled it wrong with spelling. I said, no, he's spelling it the way he hears it. There's a lot of Jesuit influence in our language. That's what I'm trying to take out, you know?
What is wrong with this thing? Uh-oh, what did I do? Did I do something?
No.
Okay,
Yati Ingorodoro Giga Geniosis.
okay, Deum. And take out the next one, put it between the N and the T. Deum guardon dorum. Is that the way to say it?
Yeah.
Deum guardon, okay. Yeah, Deum guardon dorum, giga, zinios. There it is.
Okay, let's change that. That's not a good word. Let's erase the whole word up to G. Genie. WA. KEN. HES. Because you wouldn't say this year, you'd say this season because it's only seasonal. What the? Change your English to season, yeah.
Zini wagenhas.
Geneva gun,
Wagon. Wagunhas?
yeah, Geneva gun is the length of the season, which is the short spring is the short season, eh? Because there was a lady asking me how they got all these words up to 12 months. And I said, throw that out the window. Oh, no, they said this. I said, no, it was 4 seasons and that's it. This other stuff doesn't make sense because they call January Jotorego is the big cold winter, which I hate that word because it's baby talk. If you were going to say Jotorego in Kanienkehaka, you would say that would be the January, but because you have to think of all the climate change, so our Januaries are no longer what they are. So we have to acclimatize our language to it. We're English, then it's standard, there's no changing it. It doesn't even rain in April anymore. Usually rains in May mostly. And we have more rain in March. But the seasons are split, like the middle of March and April. You know? So anyways, this is Geneva Gunhis.
Well, you know, that brings up a point there. That's a screwed up way of thinking of the male dominant Gregorian calendar. When January 1st, okay, what does it tell you? It doesn't tell you nothing. What does it describe? It describes, everybody thinks, the first of the year, the beginning of the year. When actually, how would anybody be able to substantiate January 1st being the beginning of any year? There's no way to substantiate that. But when you think of the Gregorian calendar resorting down into breaking it down into 12 sections, you know, that is outside of the 13, outside of the 4, but outside of the 13 also of the moons. So it's not even an associated to moons, the days. So what it does is it takes away the knowledge of what's happening at that time. Like you said, because of climate change, well, Januaries are different here for us now. So we could have thought January, like 1973. Well, what's January? January is like 12 feet of snow, right? Okay, so we'll be thinking that. And then the next generation, when they hear January, they won't be thinking 12 feet of snow. They'll be thinking the 12 millimeters of rain. You know, so the calendar or the time or the way to tell time isn't, or the way that the non-native does it, doesn't tell you anything about the cycle of what cycle we're in, what our Mother Earth's in. And when you extrapolate our Mother Earth to a human body, then this is a crime of male dominance, because it takes away then the emotion. What we can then tell is the emotion of our Mother Earth, because weather patterns to us, and because we're only here for such a small period of time, we just look at winter, 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 winter. We don't look at the difference of this winter from that winter and to see what the changes in her body, in outside of the fact that we are forcing changes to the weather patterns. So a long time ago, there was changes to the weather patterns, you know, ups and downs, just like any woman, you know, that like women who've experienced menopause. No, wow, you can tell the changes in weather, like you extrapolate that to your own body, ups and downs, just like that in an hour's time. So in our Mother Earth, then the way that the non-native is looking at time, dates, and all of that, it takes away from knowledge of the what our Mother Earth is going through, what season we're in, what it means. So the proper way to identify things is not in numbers; it's in relation to, first broken down, like you said, it's broken down into two things. You know, either the cold time or the warm time. And then the warm time, you can break that down into 2 different times, and actually even 3. When the time that you're coming into the warm time, and the time you're coming out of the warm. And you can do the same thing with the cold. So then we can actually see that it could look like there's 6, but we know that 2 of them overlap.
That's why they call it Wadanao. Right? No, the time we're at Wadanao means that the day is wet because it's melting, it's freezing, it's melting. Wadanao. But most people don't go into the language the way I do. They just whatever they're told, they go with it. Because the number is 12 months because of the 12 disciples, and they eliminated, so they wouldn't highlight Judas. He was the 13th. He's the one that sold out their leader. But it's all those numbers, it's all religious. So that's why those, unless somebody speaks Latin, they would know what January really means. You know, in February, because they all lead to something from the Bible, come from the Bible.
Okay, Jini Wagunhus,
It's the season.
put a break between the A and the K. Let's look at that. Because to say Wagun, like the way that you pronounced it, Jiniwa, gunhus. Ziniwa gunhus. Yeah, it's easier like this. Easier to get that gun sound. Ziniwa gunhus. Ya te yon guaron toron.
Yate yung gua.
Guaron. Ya te yon guaron toron.
Yate yung guaro. Ron. Yate yung guaro. Okay, yung guaro. Take the N out. T-O out. Yate yung guaro. Dunyo, yeah.
Dunyo?
Dunyo?
Oh, it's written at the beginning.
Dororo. That's what was there
That's
first.
what it was
Doro,
then.
yeah.
Yate yung guaro.
Guarundoro.
Wait. Okay, Yati Guarundoro. Yeah, it's it, Yati Guarundoro. Because they used to hatch, they used to hit it with a hatchet or Cerrodoro.
Ya te yon guaron toro giga ziniwa gunhus.
Ya te yung guarondoro giga diniwaganges.
Ya te yung guarondoro giga siniwaganges.
Yate yung guarontoron giga jiniwa ganhes.
Ya te yon guaron toro gigan siniwaganhes.
Ya de yung guarondoro gigan sini waganges.
Elsa?
My turn.
Yeah, after France.
Okay. Ya te yung tarong gigan siniwaganges.
Gunhus.
Siniwaganges.
Te yung guaron toron gigon jiniwa gonhes.
Ya de yon guarondoro giga siniwaganges. Teotraguni.
Okay, so let's go the other way here. So this is a dead end conversation with that person. No, we didn't tap our trees yet. So that conversation ends. So we take the yes part and say, yes, we completed our closing of the maple ceremony.
Okay, huh? Space. Yeah, joke. IA. Yeah. Oh, IA. Take the one out. IA, yeah. TIA. Yeah, apostrophe. TIOK. Jokes. Apostrophe TEN. Oh, yeah, the joke done. Water. And then what did he what the John do? What did he what did John do? What did he? I would split it there and then what? What did John do? So it should be what? Oh. Yeah, John. Yeah, joke done. Yeah, joke done. Yeah, joke done. What did he what did you?
Okay.
What did he what did you?
Yeah, between the A and the T.
Yeah, joke done.
And take out the next one. Joke, does it look okay? No, you gotta leave it there. Joke.
Joke done. Yeah, joke done.
Take out the one after the K. Joke though. Was that flow okay? Yeah, joke.
What your joke? Yeah, your joke.
Joke. What do you think? Is it better without that break there? Between the K and the T?
It's
Or
up to you.
do you read it better with the break there or without it there? I think it reads better with it. What the jotto. Okay, huh? Yeah, jokto. What the jot.
Giotto. You should keep it split it at the TIA.
Yeah, we gotta keep it.
What did he want the John? Because I'm trying to make it easy for you.
Yeah.
It's just,
What the jot.
Ha yajajotka wata waderi wate jato.
Ha, ya jotka wahta waderi wate chado.
Janet, you're muted. Janet? Go ahead, Mary.
Ha. Ya joka. Wateri wate jato.
perfect.
Ha, ja, jokta, wada, wata, waderi, wate, jado.
Oh, ya jokta. Wata, wateri, wate jato.
Joktum, wateri, wata, jotum.
And
Kelly, you're just coming. Do you want to say the words or you just want to observe? You're muted. I don't see your whole face, so I cannot see what you're saying. So is Janet there?
Yeah.
Okay, huh? Okay, go ahead, Janet.
Oh, okay. Can you? Ya, jokta, wata, wateri, wate jado.
Kelly, do you want to try it?
I think I just need to listen again for a few more times. I've been listening with nobody knowing I have been into practicing on my own. So I think a few more times and then I'll go for it.
Okay, let me know in the chat when you're ready, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Now we know.
How yachiachokta, wafta, wadiri watechato.
Okay, so, what would be the normal flow of conversation here then? Yes, did you close your trees? Yes, we could complete the closing of maple ceremony. How much water did you get? How much water did you collect or harvest this year? Or like you said, you wouldn't say year. So we just leave it. How much did you harvest?
Donigo.
Donigo?
Yeah. That's how much Donigo. Donigo and then Oro Tabedi. That's right. Tabedi. Was the water a bit warm, W-E-N. W-E-N. Was it roll again?
Is there a H somewhere?
No. No sister. No sister.
Okay, so there should never be a H then.
Almost never.
Put a break at one, say what?
Yesterday, I asked the girl in school, she got mad. I said, why did your father go to Protestant Catholic school? And I said, and she didn't know what to do. So he only became almost when he was 60. And I know I did it on purpose to upset her because she's got a big mouth and she's not bad herself. I says, why does he still today still call father? The priest, father. I'll never say father Lajoie, I'll just say Mr. Lajoie, because I always said that to him when he was alive. He was like my friend, we used to talk. I would always say Mr. Lajoie, and you could see the look in his face that he didn't like you addressing him because he wanted you to call him his father.
I wouldn't even call them that.
Well, that's the only way I could address him. You had to be polite. We weren't there on an argument. He said hello, I said hello.
One time, and Esu and I, we were getting wood in machine. And it was in a church parking lot where we went to get that wood. And while we were there, the priest came up and he said something about moving the car because it was a Sunday and they had, or whatever. And he comes out and he says something, and I says, who are you? And he says, I'm Father, whatever he said his name was. And I says, oh, I'm Father Stewart. I says, these are my two sons. I says, where's your family? Of course, he didn't have his family. He doesn't have no sons. So how could the guy call himself father? Anyways,
And the word Orudagari, that's the sap. How much sap water did you collect? Orudagari. Orudagari.
Okay, we know it. And when we break it down into English, we can say sap water, but does that describe sweet water, the sugar, the sweetness of the water?
Well, because we already know, we've already approached it right from the start. It's maple, so we're in that. But we could say Donigo Orudagari. The Onegazikeda Orudagari. The Onegazikeda, put that in front, sweet water. Donigo the Onegazikeda. So after Donigo, put TE, Yo, Nega, Z, K, Z, K, KHE, K, that you need the H there. Yeah. The H,
K-H-E.
switch the H and E. Yeah. Donigo the Onegazikeda Orudagari was a word, that's good.
Ozikeda, TA at the end. Tonigo, isn't there a H in there?
Donigo the Onegazikeda. Donigo the Onegazikeda. Dare, R-E, it's R-E in there.
Where?
Right at where it's flicking right now, R-E, R-E.
Oh, my.
The
Very good.
Onegazikeda.
No, I'm very tired.
Zikeda. Tonigo, that's not, there's no H in there?
No, it's Donigo.
Oh. Okay, put right after the TO.
Tonigo, are you talking about?
Tonigo. Tonigo, they got the
Keda.
Gudzi.
Split it
Gudzi, split it at Gudzi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deon. Put a Deon between the O and the N. Yeah. Don't ego Deon a Godzika. Godzi
K.
Cause he can't, okay, wait, cause he cared. Nekazi. Okay, take out that one between the I and the K. And dare between the E and the T. There you go. Deo negaji care dare. Yeah. Don't nego deo negaji care dare. Orondageri. Orondageri.
Oruda, kiri,
Oronda.
between the A and the K.
Orun. Yeah, you better break it at Orun too, though.
Okay.
Orunda.
Kiri, orutagiri,
Orun. Duggery.
orutagiri.
Orun. Duggery. Orun. You know what? Put one at the first O too. We'll pronounce that word proper. Orun Duggery. Yeah, Orun Duggery. Wazewa Rorake.
Donigo de yonegatige dare orondagiri wansewaroroge.
Donigo de Yonegatsigera, de Yonegatsigedare, Arondagiri, Onsewaroroge.
Donigo do you nega chi. Could you say that word?
Io negaji ke dare.
Deo negatsi ke tare. Olundakiri was wansewa rolunke.
Nigo deo negatsi ketare. Orontakeri wansewa roroge.
That's excellent.
Donigo deo negatsigedare orondageri wansewaroroge.
Doningu. Sorry. Doningu. Teo negas gedare. Orondake. Once a while, okay.
Nigo, Deo, negachiketere. Orontekeri, wansewaroroge.
Donigo de yonegatsiketare orondageri wansewaroroge. De yotuetnoni.
Okay. Well, how much sweet water? That's what. Put SAP in brackets. And, oh, we're not putting, you're not putting the English underneath the Kanienkehaka right away? Better to organize that right away, huh? Instead of having to come back later.
So where do I break it? What I do?
Donigo, how much?
Mhm.
And then sweet water. Oh, the utike, that is sweet.
Okay.
Orutagiri sap. Did you collect?
Okay, so let's see, an answer that could be a general application, because some people got 10 gallons, some people got 100. So,
See, I would answer it because you think of everybody you say, you know, we had enough in our longhouse.
Yeah.
We had enough in our longhouse because not all longhouses are the same.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone had enough.
Put there, we had enough medicine. That way, the water will be referenced in many different ways here.
Okay, yeah, Chungwa Yeri say Tion. Oh, IA, I'm sorry, Edith. June, Tion, June, KWA. Yeah, IE, yeah, Chungwa Yeri, RISC.
Okay, after there, what are the letters that follow?
Chungwa Yeri, RI. Chungwa Yeri, SC. Okay, let's split it at Ya, right at Ya. And then Jungwa. Yeri, okay. And then Onukwa. You have to put the H there.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to know. Before or after the end?
After the end. Because that's a base, that's our base, Onukwa. Onukwa, okay, and then it's Onukwa. Gonna session. Okay, Ungwano session. O-N. It's our longhouse. Ungwa no session, yeah. Ya Chungoyeri se Onukwa Ungwano session.
Jonkwa Yerize, Onunkwa, Ongwenu Sesne.
Ya Jonquayerise, Onukwa, Onguanosesne.
Yachungwayerize, Onukwa, Onguanosesne.
Yajungwa Yeresi Onunkwa Unkwa Nunsesne.
Yadu. Oh, sorry, Merrick. Sorry, it's your turn.
Okay, all good. Yachunkwa Yerise, Anunkwa, Unkwanun, Unkwanun Sene, Sesne, thank you. Unkwa Nun Sesne. Thank you.
Yadunkwa Yerise Onunkwa Unkwa Nunsesne.
Yajungwa Yerese, Onungwa, Ongwanusene.
Yerize. Onunkwa. Ongwenu Sesne.
Ya Jonquayerize, Onunkwa, Onguanosesne. Say it with me.
Okay, let's be a little creative here and take that in two directions. Okay, so we had enough for everybody in our longhouse, but we could say one of two things. That it's the most I've ever had, and we could say, but it's the least I ever had. So let's say the two of them. It's the most, like for me personally, the longhouse, there was enough. But for me personally, it was the most I ever had, and then it was the least I ever had. Because then that we could use that in applications for other things, a lot of other things.
Okay, Ni and NII double I.
Hey.
Ni NAONHAA. Namaha. Or just once. Namaha. Namaha. Newandu. Wandu. EN. NEWEN, not WA.
Oh. Always mistake.
Ni namaha Newandu. What your dog? Law. June. Da'un.
The ni'i, between the two eyes, you should put the glottal. No, the glottal. Two dots. Ni'i. Wadu, wajah. Oh, wajah. Yeah, let's separate wajah and da'un. Ni'i, no. Sounds like an M almost, right?
Na'unha, yeah.
Naumha, aha,
Na'unha.
naumha, nawadu, wajata'um.
Naunha niwadu wajam down.
Ni'i na uha lewando wajado.
Ni'i naunha niwadu wajundao.
Ni neonha newanto wajantao.
Nihi nahoha newado wajentao.
Ni naunga nawantu wachantao.
Naoha. Wa Newantu. Wajontao.
Nahunha, Newando, Wachotaho.
Okay, then let's do the other one. That it's the least I ever had.
Okay, same thing. Okay, Garo, K-A-R-O-N, Garo. They won't do what you've done.
Together?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
okay.
they won't do, same thing as you wrote, what you've
Oh,
done.
okay.
Just Garo is less, there you, it's the most, no, it's the less. It's only one word you're changing.
Naumha, gar. Naumha.
Garo, I wonder what you've done.
No. No. Ni'i gardo, lewadu, wajidam.
Ni'i garo niwandu wajam down.
Ni'i garo lewando wajantao.
Ni'i garu newadu wajundao.
Ni karo newanto wajantao.
Nihi garo newado wajentao.
Ni garu nawantu wachantao.
Garu. Newatu. Wajontao.
Ni garo Newando, Wachotao. Tenho todo mundo.
Okay, we have celebrated the life of the leader of the trees, of the maples, the leader of the trees. And all that it gives to us. Wait a minute, not it. The reference has to be all that she gives to us.
Edith, why did you erase?
Because I copied it from the previous grade.
Well, you wrote it twice? Okay,
kind of.
we have celebrated Wa'agwa. Wa'agwa. Just Wa'a, okay, Wa'agwa.
Agua, not awa.
Wa'agwa. Put an apostrophe here. T-O-N. Apostrophe. H-A-R-E-N. Wadunhara. Tiniukas, T-S-I-N-I-R-A. apostrophe GDUIONHES. Life, water. Kahonde, T apostrophe KAHENTE. Kahonde. Garuda Suma. Garuda Suma. Just yeah, Garuda Suma. And all she gives us Stano. Agwe. Go Aguego. Jun Kiaos. Jun KION. KHI. There's a double I. There's another I there. So put a glottal in another I. Jun Kiaos. Yeah. And that tells you right away that it's a female tree.
Yes.
We will always recognize the tree, everything is equal. So we had our life givers, and they're the life givers in the tree world, but we're as equals. We got to take the thinking out of our heads as Europeans, where they're above everything else. You know, where man is above even the women. So.
That first one, wa. Okay, you gotta break that.
Yes. Yes.
See the word.
Yahweh.
There.
Juki.
Spanish, agua.
Yeah.
Wa agua. So that's water. Wa agua tunhar. That's it.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of Spanish in our language too.
Well, even just the term wata. How much closer can you get to water than that term, wata?
But that's all you will learn how to read stuff if you can go for what's the word I'm looking for? Cordially. In English, you're French. If you speak 3 languages, you can learn. That's why Mark Miller, everybody thinks he's a genius. He's not. He speaks French and English. So you get he's pretty well comes to him. And he probably speaks Latin because he or Spanish because he's a Christian. But anyway, we'll get out of that. Wagadunharu Jiniyun Hes Wata Gahonde Garuda Sua Dana Aguego Junkiawis.
Okay, Tga, Honde, after the, between the A and the H. Okay. Well, I'll do harder. Jiniyun has what Gahonde Garunda Sua Dano Aguego Junkiawis.
Agua tunharo, Jiniyunhes, Wata, Tzcajonte, Garotasunha, Dano, Aguego, Yonquillawis.
Aguadonhora, Siniyunhes, Wata, Tzcajonte, Garudasun, Dano, Aguego, Junkiawis.
Aqua Dunhara. Dunhara. Jiniyunhes Wata Tzcajonte. Garotasun, Dano, Aguego. Junkiawis.
Wa aguadon hara, siniones, wata, ticahante, garontasua, dano aguego, junkiawes.
Wa aguadon are tini yunes wata tka ente garuda sunha dano aguego tionki yawis.
Wakwatu hara zeniones wata tekante carotesua tanu aguego chuki
Yahweh.
Otum, Arum, Niohes, Wata, Tikahunte, Garota, Sona, Dano, Aguego, Tunki, Yawis.
Waguatunharon, Tini Yonges, Wasta, Skahante, Kahuntasun, Dano, Aguego, Chinquiyawis.
Okay, so this is a conversation basically between Longhouse people. Nobody else would be having this conversation. So, who won the little bowl game?
Oh. I just lost my touch. Thank you. I will never remember that.
Oka.
Scusi.
Oka. KHA. Oka. Space.
KHA.
I am fighting with the H's now. I'm really fighting with them.
120. 120.
Could you expand on Mount Guinea?
Gayandawana.
There's a K too much.
Gayando, you take the K out.
Yeah.
Gayandawana. 120. This means who won?
Who won?
It's interesting though, because I don't know. 120.
Unka Mount Guinea Gayandawana.
Onka Warongueni Gayanduana.
Unka Waontweni Gayandawana.
Unka Wayuntquini, Gayuntawana.
Onka Wauntquani Gayamtawana.
Unka wayuntweni gayandawana.
Onga, sorry. Onga wayunkwani kayandawana.
Oh. We didn't hear anything.
Unka, Wauntquini, Gayandawana.
Unka Wahonkweni Gayandawana.
Okay.
See, that's the first time we didn't break it and everybody said it without breaking it. Once you're hearing, you're seeing with your ears. Doesn't make sense, but when you're seeing with your ears, it's why our language was oral. That means you just went up a notch and you took the crutches. Don't ever use crutches if you need them, and that's when you space it out, you're using crutches. And it's like walking around with crutches and you don't have broken legs. You say that you have crutches. And you've got to listen really carefully, and the people at the end should ace it all the time if they're listening.
Okay, well, we'll put the two answers, but we'll put the proper answers first. It was the women, of course.
Okay. The life givers, yeah.
Of course.
Okay,
Gotta
good
emphasize
done.
that.
T apostrophe, good done. T apostrophe, K-O-N, etc.
KON.
Radicals.
KON. Okay, sorry.
Good done, etc. Radicals, and then you would say what would Gwen, what good, K-O-N-T, K-W-E-N-I. Good done, etc. Radicals, what would Gwen.
Kundun hetzerat gawes, wagunt kweni.
Kuntun hetzerat gawas, wagun tweni.
Skundo hetzerat gawas, wagun kweni.
Tigun dun hetsra takwas wagun tekwini. Wagun tekwini.
Good Gwen, good Gwen.
Wagun tekwini.
Konton hetzerat takwas. Wagun kweni.
Kuntu etzerat gawas wakun 20.
Kundun hetzerat gawas wakun kwani.
Gauss, wakunt kweni.
Skuntun hetzerat gawas, wagun kweni.
Okay, so we'll put the other answer there also, that way it could apply whenever the men, if they do. So let's just put it as, this time,
Oh, where does that?
Control
go?
Z.
the life protectors. The life receptors. Proceptors, projectors, procrastinators. There you go. That's what you're looking for.
Okay, Giga Nikahawi, Giga Nikahawi. Adunhets. Space. Radi Nigun Rade. Radi Nigun Rade. Wahut Gwen. Wahut Gwen. Yeah, Wahut. Wahut Gwen. Giga Nikahawi Adunhets Radi Nigun Rade Wahut Gwen. Just put on life protectors and one. Then you got it. This time the life protectors one. See, we put one Gwen.
Maybe put a break in Radini.
Hang on a second. Where?
Radini. Radini Gumrare. Yeah, okay. Giga Nigahawi Adunhets Radini Gumrare Wagun Wahunt Gweni.
Giga Nigahawi Adunhet Radini Gunrare Wahun Wan.
Gwen.
Gwen.
Giga Nikahawi Adonhets Radinigunrare Wahukweni.
Giga Nigahawi Adunhets Radi Nigun Rari Wahunt Gweni. Wahunt Gweni.
was excellent.
Giga Nigawi Tunhets Radini Gunare Wahont Gwen.
Giga Nagiwa Nagahawi Adunhets Radini Gunharari Wagunt Weni.
Kanienkehaka Class, Ratini Gunare, Gunare, wow, Granny.
Igahawi, Adunhets, Wadinigun, Rade, Wahont Gweni.
Gigon, Nigahawi, Hadun Hets, Radinigon Rare, Wahunquen.
Okay, all right, Edith, where you got life, put spirit life, because Atunhets is our spirit. Spirit life.
What is our spirit?
Atunhets.
Adun Hetsura.
Yeah.
Adun Hetsura. Yeah. Aldun Hetsura.
Atunhets, so that would be it's, that would be in the plant world, animal world.
Okay, wait, go up. I think we got something missing in the one above. Little bit. Okay, right there. In the English, there's something missing.
One.
It was the life givers that won. Of course. Okay, what time are we at right now? 8:13?
18.
18. Wow. Oh, got a lot of time left. Okay, let's expand that conversation a little bit then. Okay. So what's your next ceremony?
Nahoda. Noya. Space. Jose. 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 No T. No T.
No,
Oh.
no. Take out the T.
Okay, Jose.
I
What?
think you're tired.
If you didn't believe me, now you can.
Jose. What? Okay, WA apostrophe. Wa. De. Te. TIA. TOY. Okay. Nahoda Noya Ozawaderiwa de Chato.
Onze Waderi Watechato?
Yeah.
Okay, Waderi.
Jose Waderi
I think it's RHI.
Chato. Jose Waderi
Watechato.
de Chato.
But it's Waderi RHI. Is
Jose
it RHI?
Waderi Wa. WH. WAH.
Why a H?
No, not the
Not
WAH.
there.
And you're, I remember there was a
WAH.
H, but not at the right.
Okay, you spoke at the same time. What?
Waderi WAH.
WAH.
Wa. Then de Chato. You want to split that or keep it? Jose Waderi Wa.
Yeah, break it there.
De Chato. Nahoda Noya Ozawaderi Wa de Chato.
Nahoda Noya Onze Waderi Watechato.
Nahoda Noya Onze Waderi Watechato.
Nahoda Noya Ase Waderi Watechato.
Nahoda Noya Anse Wateriwa de Jado.
Naota Noya Ansewateri de Yato.
Nahoda Noya Antewateri de Diado.
Nahoda Noya Siriwaterjado. Waterja.
Said it right.
Nahoda, Noya, Onse, Wateri, Wa, Tajato.
Ahona noya anse wadiri watejato. What anse?
Jose
Mhm.
will be,
So next.
Yeah.
That's next, okay. Tayo tutun.
Okay, let's see. Let's play a little bit here. This is actually kind of a trick question. Let's see, who's with us there? I can't see. Who's the people?
Harold, Elsa, France, Merrick, Janet, Kelly, and us.
Okay, outside of the people in this room, just the people on the Zoom. Who could answer this question? So what is the next ceremony? Can anyone answer that?
Strawberry.
What?
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
No, come on, you're way in the middle of the.
Outside the
Is it the planting of the seed?
Yes.
Okay, you're close. What comes before?
Radiveras.
Ah, okay. See, this is where I said it's kind of a trick question. So the answer is in what you just said. Well, that depends on radiveras. So that's the answer. That depends on radiveras.
okay, Radiveras,
Others with an H.
then space, THA. EI.
Radiveras.
Bottle, Radia, IA, TA, AWE, NIIO. Put a bottle there if you want between the two eyes. Radiveras, Tadiata Guetnio.
Okay.
Okay, we gotta fix this.
The Radiveras is the Thunderers, Tadiata Guetnios are the ones that are in charge.
Okay, wait a minute then. Take out that depends on the. Put just the thunders. Put it right under radiveras.
Just say the whole
Just,
thing and
just put the thunders. Start with just the thunders. The thunders are in charge of that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Are in charge of that.
Decide that, decide, not in charge, decide, because then you never know when they're gonna come.
The thunders will decide that. We'll decide when they come.
Yeah.
Or we'll decide
Well, we
that.
know when they're coming, but they decide it.
Okay, the thunders will decide that. Radiveras, Yadaguenio.
Radiveras, Tatiatacuenio.
Radiveras, Tadiatacuenio.
Radiveras, Yadacuenio.
Rativeras, Tatiatatacuenio.
Radiveros tadiatacuenio. Wanio.
Rativeras, Ratiyara, Guanillo.
Radiveras, Tatiyata Guanillo.
Radiveras, Tadiatacuenio.
Okay, the thunders will decide that, but, or however, or, yeah, but, the next, let's see, I'm just gonna say this and we'll figure the best English. However, the next regularly scheduled ceremony is the seed and medicine. So let's see, however, the next, let's make this coincide with the proper Kanienkehaka here. So the proper Kanienkehaka, let's see, the next regularly scheduled ceremony, this will be the next cycle. The next ceremony in our mother cycle. Is there something in there in the English that's written there that you can find in Kanienkehaka that identifies the cycle, that connection to our mother's movements?
However, it's like nexti sauyera, nexti sauyera, junutus, jun, N-O-N-H, N-O-N-H, T-O-N-S, junutus. Nona, Ghana, Ghana, K-A-N-N-E-N, K-A-N, take the H out, K-A-N, 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 take the H out, right out. Ghana, that's seed, Ghana, Ghana. Onukwa, Sua, Onukwa, Sua, Kwa, Sua, no H. Next, so yeah, but you know, just Nona, Ghana, Danono, Kwasua, and then space on what they got the judge, the ceremony, on what they space, on what they leave.
No H, huh?
No.
No, on what they leave, put a apostrophe at re, I think, on what they leave. What they judge, what they.
W-A-H.
Yeah, there's a H there. What did he walk? Ja, T-I-A, stop, put a space there. Jato, what did he walk? The Jato. Okay, next is Saoyera Junutos. You want to, okay, T-I-O-N. N, there's a double N, so between the two N's, make a space, apostrophe. June, G-I-O-N-N.
Oh.
June, yeah, okay. Nona, Ghana, Ghana, Onowasua, Awaderiwa, Dejato.
Nexi Sawyera Jununduns, Nona, Ghana, Dano, Onokwasu, Awaderi, what the Jadu.
Nexi, Saoyera, Jonuntus, Nona, Gano, Dano, Onunquasua, Owaderiwate Jato.
Nexi, Saoyera, Jununtus, Nona, Gana, Dana, Unuquasun, Awaderiwate Jado.
Nexi Sayoyera, Junundons, Nonen Gana, Dano Onunquasun, and Waderiwa, Dejadu.
Nexi Sayoyera, John Nontos, Nona, Gana, Dano, Unqua Supa, and Wateri wa Jato.
Nexi Sayora Gion Nuto Tons Nona Ganon Dano Anuquasuha Awaderi Watetiado.
Nixie Saoyera Jonuduns Nona Canon Cana Tanum Onunguasuma Wateri Watejado.
On the money, madam.
Oh, yeah. Danum onunque soa. Omatri wate jatum.
Nexi Sawiera Jununtus Nono Gano Dano Onunguasu Andiriwatijato.
Okay, wait, we gotta adjust the English here because the English doesn't say, doesn't properly identify the Kanienkehaka. Okay, so, Nekti is however, right, you said?
No, it's next to,
But,
but nature decides when seeds and medicines ceremony should be done.
yeah, but that's not entirely, that's not the proper statement that we want. Because the seed and medicine, unlike Radivertus is more decided by creation, whereas planting is more decided by us. Of course, creation will decide if it's too cold, well, then we're not going to plant.
Decided by the sun.
But where, if, let's say, we know it's time for planting, it's a full moon or new moon, it's obviously daytime. So what if it's raining? Okay, what if it's too cold? Well, it's scheduled, it's the moon. So do we plant? No. We decide not to plant at that time. So it's not that it is creation that decides at that time, like the way it decides for Radivertus. At this time, it is a regularly scheduled ceremony. So it's not okay, not to say who's deciding, but just to say the next regular scheduled ceremony.
But because we are creation, we have the right to decide at some point. We're part of the whole thing. So because we are creation, that's why we can decide on when to do certain things. But not right out of the, it's got to run in tandem with everything else. Never such a big gap, you know?
Okay. Just add this at the end. Next. So is next in there? In the
Again, we
Kanienkehaka?
will put Noia, Noia, next. Is someone outside?
No, it's on. Nexi Soyera Junundus Nona Ghana. Oh, we already did this.
Yeah, this is the last word, Noia.
Yeah, just Noya. Yeah, okay. Okay, wait a minute, let's see then what do we know. But nature decides when the seed and medicine ceremony. But nature decides. Take out when. Will it still make sense with that?
No.
When taken out of there?
Well, do you know those? Yeah, we could take no right out. That's when, and then it would, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Just take out the English when.
Oh, okay.
Just take that out, but nature decides the seed and medicine ceremony is next.
The English, it won't never match with us there because then they follow rules. We do follow rules. We follow rules because our language predates them.
Okay, let's see what this say again. But nature decides, seed medicine, nature decides seed medicine.
The next.
It will put will be next instead of is next. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. But nature decides the medicine ceremony will be next. Okay, what, how much time we got?
23 minutes.
Man, my eyes are really,
Could I interrupt?
Janet already raised her hand, so
Oh,
you could raise
sorry.
your hand up.
yeah, go ahead, Janet.
Okay, thank you. I'm a little confused. So when we hear the first thunders, what does that mean?
That's the time to do the thunders.
Okay,
Okay, now, okay, the thunders isn't like regularly scheduled ceremony, say like the maple or the seed and medicine or the corn planting. The thunders is a ceremony that could possibly not even take place. There is some years, there's a lot of, we look past, since I was a kid, I remember when I was younger, there was a lot more thunderstorms, a lot more lightning, thunder and lightning storms. Whereas today, how often do we see a lightning storm? It's not, it's rare now. I remember here, living here, where we are now, so that's since 74, that when my brother Kevin had his van, that must have been, he was married, Carlene, so this had to be around 90, 89, 90. He had his van, we're parked up here watching crazy lightning storms over the quarry. And this was like, it would be like a few times a week we were watching that. So that was in the springtime. Nowadays, do we even get lightning storms in the springtime? It's very rare here. We don't even see it now here. So it is possible that a whole season could go by and we won't even do Radiweras.
Remember we had the ice storm in January, there was lightning and thunder. That was the biggest change I ever seen in my life. That's when everything fell down. Towers and everything. It was, I never seen that in my whole life.
So that is something that we obviously don't want, but that's what the Radiweras, the thunders, is basically subjected to when the thunders come. So sometimes, like you said, thunders come in January. Sometimes they don't come until maybe not even late summer. So the thunder ceremony is something that is scheduled to happen when the thunders come. But say like the maples, the seed and medicine, those things are coming no matter what. Now, it's just a matter of when the maples start to run. Seed and medicine is just a matter of when we determine that we are going to be planting.
But the thunderers say it's in the Omatagari with that they no so the kavite in the spring, no so to get it. Then I'm a sabudia to wake up. I went the whole don't know what's the bones. Everything that lives sleeps in the mud. You eat us.
Okay, in here, let's say that every time the maples come around, it's a year. So how would we say happy birthday to the maples?
Well, just see what. What is what those it's the use passed through the winter.
And how do we say happy birthday like to a human? Sadun harda. Nunha. Sadun hardak.
No.
Nunha. Sadun hardak. Nunha. Sadun hardak. Nunha. So my son is here. He's in a hurry to leave. It's his birthday. It's not his birthday today. It was his birthday during the week. But today was the first chance that we got to get together. We had a nice barbecue. Now we have a cake for him. No, just to say, happy birthday. So everybody, I think we already, didn't we already cover happy birthday in the past?
It was last year with his birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's your birthday.
It's
So
becoming a
we
tradition.
are-
The rhythm.
Nuha, Zaruhar, Nuha, right? Zaruhar, Nuha. Anyways, there you go. Happy birthday. Okay.
We are so.
Okay, what time we got here? We gotta stay focused here in the
It's,
Kanienkehaka class.
8:42.
8:42.
All right. Hey, you gotta cut it. You're not just
Okay,
leaving it
So when were you born? What date?
31st March.
31st,
Yeah.
so you went into the spring, so you came in, just like me, mine was on the 23rd last week. We passed the winter, because spring is the 21st, I think.
Yeah.
So we passed the winter. But we're right on schedule with nature, us, you and I, because we were born after the spring. But everybody else, if your birthday was in July, then, well, you passed the spring too. It seems like somebody born in January is really late,
Or really early.
or
Really
That's
early.
all you
really
get.
early.
Well, you must be born in January.
No, February.
Wow, that's even later then.
Or earlier, or earlier.
Okay, let's see, how are we gonna wrap this all up here?
Oh, there were Kelly and.
Oh yeah, Kelly
who
had
else?
something.
There's
Franz.
France also and Merrick.
Okay, Kelly, go ahead.
Well, I just thought I might suggest when you were sort of going over about nature decides, would it might read better, then nature decides the seeds and medicine ceremony will be next? Would then work better than but?
Then
Yeah.
nature decides.
Wait a minute, it depends on what was
Well,
written
yeah,
before
but-
that.
But you would just put a sentence with, but you would eliminate that in nature.
Is that a big butt? Let's see it. Like I said, it depends what's before that. Okay, so what's your next ceremony? The thunders will decide that. But nature decides. No, according to the conversation there. Well, wait, what did you suggest?
Then.
I said then nature decides, but then I also think if you say, but nature decides the seeds and medicine ceremony, do you really need the will be next?
Do what?
If you have, but nature decides the seeds and medicine ceremony, do you really need will be next?
You really need to put will
Oh,
be next
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah, because we're talking in a line of conversation here that we just closed the Maples.
Okay,
So this is, like I said, this is a line of conversation that's really kind of like trick questions. It's a challenge to see if the person knows what rhythm they're in, what cycle of our Mother Earth that they're in.
okay, and then just for fun, babies born in January, we're early because we always sleep. The babies, all the babies I've seen born in January are big time sleepers. And all the babies born in spring, when you work at a daycare, you see this. The babies born in spring are like jumping, raring to go, like they are like full force kids.
Oh, wow.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
heavy sleeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to do with basically almost being semi hibernating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay,
There's another
who,
person that-
somebody else had a question?
I think it's
Hans?
Hans and Merrick. Go ahead, Hans.
It's a tricky question that I have, but like as we're talking about seed and medicine, I'm actually cleaning my basil to get the seeds out, and I was thinking that us that were not raised and uprise in the ceremony, we find out the ceremony happens when it's just about to happen. But I was thinking the women, they might have had like a long preparation for this seed and medicine ceremony. So is there some words or some kind of dimensions that the Kanienkehaka have to think about these things and to express them as a preparation for the ceremony? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Do you?
I think that this would actually depend on the individuals, the degree and knowledge of interaction that the individual has with creation. Because automatically, everybody just knows. It's just something that is known. So for the non-native people to get, you hear us talking all the time about polarities, right? Well, to get into the right polarity, it's to move with the rhythm of the polarity that you are in. So to move with that rhythm means that if there is, let's say, you can break the year down into 13 equal parts, 13 equal ceremonies, but then you can articulate each of those, that there are specific movements within each of those ceremonial increments that are like gears on a wheel, that you would know that automatically you can divide a wheel into 4 parts, and therefore you know certain gears, certain teeth on that gear are going to be touching a certain point at a very specific time. When it comes to transition, shifting, you're going to know that shifting down or shifting up. Like if you're talking about a standard car, well then shifting up would be from the first quarter to the full moon. Shifting down would be the third quarter to the new moon. You know, so we can see then special, like not special, but specific gears are in a specific place at a specific time. So it is you that is going to answer your own question by getting into the rhythm of these things. So the reason why we just done this particular conversation tonight is to actually help a person when it's at this time of year to determine, to know what ceremony. In the questions here, it's identified to you clearly what the ceremonies, what the options are. So next year, coming up to it, everybody should not have any questions about when is the ceremony. You should be looking in advance as to what is the what's the evidence of this particular ceremony, you know, what's the events leading up to it. So you need to answer that question, because the way that you pose it, this is the best that I could answer it, and just saying that this is something that everybody knows. And if everybody knows it, then it's something that is really truly dependent on the individual's interaction with it. You will determine how real reality is. That's each of our role as to what our how we fit into this creation, how we play our role out here. Okay, I don't know if that answers your question.
A part of it, I was just thinking if Wayageru had some kind of words or that describe this kind of in between time or this preparation for the seedings, and then I don't know, it just came to my mind, so that's why I asked.
Well, words, no. I can't think of any. There's probably some, but I can't think of any.
Okay. Thank you.
Was there somebody else?
Yeah.
Kanienkehaka?
Go ahead, Mary.
Yeah, I have an old question even from last year about the thunders and the ceremony to greet the thunders, to run outside and to yell 3 times, introduce and sing your song. And I was thinking about, you know, if I were to do that, where would my song come from? And if you do that, where does your song come from? How do you know what song to sing? I mean, yeah, if you were brought up, it's one thing, but like for somebody else, That's my question.
Okay, well, for pretty much for every nation, excuse me, they have a thunder dance, a song for the thunders. Now, if you don't have to have a song from one of the nations. You could have your own song that you sing to creation for any specific thing. So you could sing your own song for the wata, for the seed and medicine, for the thunders, for everything. If there is, if you know that there is something like a ceremony that should be done, but you don't have that, it's lacking, then you pull it out of yourself. That is the most sincerest, purest form of ceremony. Yes, I say I was fortunate enough to be born into a culture that has all of these checks and balances to make a person whole and balanced, to make them understand creation and how to fit into it. And by being lucky enough to be born in there, then I have these songs. But within the whole selection of songs that the people have access to, there is a selection of songs that are songs for personal thanksgiving that anybody has access to. And then outside of those songs, then there is the personal song that you may have. And this is not a song that somebody has to say, here, this is your song. It's a song, like I said, if you pull it out of your heart, extrapolate it from your own being, pull it out of your toenails, out of your hair, out of the wax in your ears, out of the crust in the corner of your eyes, pull it out of your being in places like that, because that's where life gets squeezed out of us. We all know that, hey, we take our shoes off, what? There's stuff between our toes. How does it get there? Where does this stuff come from? Well, this is stuff that's being worked out of us. This is like the excess, like the exhaust of our physical body, of when we're thinking that there is mechanics in our brain that's causing juices to flow in our brain, in our body, that one way or another works its way out of our body. If it's going to be through sweat, or if it's going to be even in ways unnoticeable to us, we might just all of a sudden feel, ooh, there was like a knot I had in my arm and it's gone. I'm freed up. It's been loosened up. So each person, you find it wherever you are on our Mother Earth. Don't be dependent on, if you don't have it, like don't be waiting to say, oh, I got to go to this nation or that nation to get this song. No, you don't have to. You do it. Dig inside, look for your song. Like we said, a Honda Gari Wadekwa, this will give you everything that you need. Anything you're looking for, look for it in a Honda Gari Wadekwa. You can extrapolate your song to creation out of your own Honda Gari Wadekwa. Because this is, for instance, you hear Edith singing a lot of times at the moon ceremony, or even in any of the ceremonies. She's singing the basically the Honda Gari Wadekwa. So you can sing a Honda Gari Wadekwa. That will be your song to this or to that, for the thunders or for that. Thunders understand, just like you would understand. If you see a baby, your niece or nephew come running up to you and saying, are you going to stand there and say, that's not my name? Say my right name. No, you're going to know. You're going to accept that whatever they can say to you, that yes, they're talking to you and you're paying attention to them. So we are like children to creation. And if we don't know the proper things, proper terminologies, then creation will deal with us the same way that adults deal with children. So, yeah, if you don't have a song that you ever, that was ever given to you by somebody to say, hey, sing this song. Maybe you've gotten something in your dreams And if it is in your dreams, it might be something that you don't associate it to being a song. Maybe somebody told you something in a dream or you heard words. Okay, well then maybe you could, if you want to sing that, maybe you're not comfortable about maybe singing it in English. Maybe you could ask Guayarguero. I got these words in a dream. Maybe if you can help me out, this is a song I think this is what I can sing as my song to creation. Take it from there. See how it works out for you. Because only you are going to find the proper song for you to sing. Okay, was that?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. And I just, I hope I happen to be in the woods when the thunders visit and not in the city.
Good point.
It's 3 to 9 and Kelly raised their hands also.
Okay, Kelly, and then we got to finish. Guayarguero's got to do the thing. So Kelly.
You have your microphone.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just about the sort of 2-3 things, but not too long. The thunder, yes, to the thunder. When I was growing up here in the Vancouver region, we had massive thunder when I was growing up as a child, and now hardly ever. And even like the earthquakes, we used to get small earthquakes, shimmers or whatever, and all the time. And then about the song and the singing, like I feel this is so true what you said. When our grandmother passed away, we went to Calgary, and all of a sudden everyone's, because this is on my white side, we're all going to just leave. And then my twin and I, without words, which often happens, we look at each other and we just realize we got to go back to grandma, sit by her grave. And Kim is a smoker, so we both light up a cigarette to smoke because she was such a smoker. And then next thing, it's like this whole native song just came flowing out of me. And it was like we needed to do that to send my grandmother on her journey. And then another time in Tofino, my friend gave me her baby, and I was holding the baby and I was giving her like a jolly jumper. And I guess I was singing to her. And the next thing, my friend, who's full blood new channeled, he looks at me, George, and gives me this crazy look like, what the heck are you doing, Cal? And in that moment, I realized I was singing in a native way, and I'm quite shy to sing it. I almost need a baby to jolly jump to sing it. And I realized in that moment at about 35 years old that I have been, whenever I held a baby, I sang that way to a baby. And so that's where I agree, like the songs are in us. And then we just, and even like in a Celtic way, there's a music would come and I'd go almost into a trance. And then eventually I heard music from around 1000 AD, and it was exactly that kind of music. So it's truly in ourselves. And I agree, like as children, like just sing to Mother Earth and Creator, and they'll understand us.
Yeah, and the best thing about that is that there's nobody who's going to tell you that, no, it's not true, or it didn't work. But the best thing about it is that when the person does it, it's what they feel.
Mm-hmm.
A person who hesitates on anything, who procrastinates, they're waiting. The window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. So the person who procrastinates, they could lose opportunity. But the person who takes the opportunity is in a process of growth. Even if it's to fall on their face, even if it's to have a complete corrupted bad experience in what you're going to do, doesn't matter. The person who hesitated, well, they're not having any experience. So the person who is going to sing or talk or whatever it is you're going to do out of the gratitude of your own heart to do that for things within creation, that's the person who's going to grow. The other people who are looking at that person like, ooh, like what's wrong with you? Those are stupid people. Those are people who are not growing. They're left in a non-relationship with creation. They're outside of it. Anyway, so when you sing, you see how good you feel. Today, I just sang a bunch of songs today because we closed the Maple. And like all the time, first thing, singing is that for me, it's the worst stink. It's the worst kind of sweat that, worse than if I'm working in the summertime. Like maybe just as much sweat, but it doesn't stink. This, when I'm singing, it doesn't matter what I ate or what I didn't eat. I'm gonna stink like crazy from singing because it takes a lot out of you. A lot of energy is utilized, and anyways, a lot of energy is expended. So, but ultimately, singing is a spiritual experience. And like Wyatt said, that all of us, we are songs.
Yes.
Language, it identifies, and the song that we are is an extension of our mother. So yes, all people on earth in relation to anything had songs. It's only since the world has gone corrupted male dominant that songs of importance are now pushed away. Oh, come on, that's not scientifically provable. That's some emotion you're working on or something. You know, that's not a real thing. But in life, mothers sing to their babies. Mothers sing to their children while the children aren't even born into the world yet. They're singing to them while they're still in their belly of love. And you look at the things that have changed through the songs that are here in this world. You know, just think of go to Sunday night here on KRK and you hear all the crazy heavy metal stuff, you know, or you go to any rap songs about guns, about shooting people, about crazy stuff. You know, other songs, if it's not about violence or whatever, then it's look at the way they talk about women. Yeah. My goodness, all these songs today that are in mainstream are teaching our children how to grow up, how to be little monsters, how to be, without them even knowing it. It's teaching the men to be woman haters, to be oppressors of women. And it's teaching women to accept war. You know, especially when we see that songs are accompanied with all mainstream entertainment that we got, where now mainstream entertainment is glorifying hitmen, glorifying assassins, to the point of where, hey, women are falling in love with assassins. And so this is being shown to little girls, and little girls are growing up, okay, well, assassins, killers, murderers are okay. To the point of where women have, it's like second nature now for them just to join the military. Not even any thought, join the military. When that goes directly against everything what a woman is, what a life giver is. Anyways, yes, we could expand and go on and on, but Wyatt got to do the, read the text off now. So where was Kelly the last one? Okay.
Wasirudan Hodu, Wata article, did you close the Maple yet?
Yati Borodoro, Gigantini, or didn't even touch trees this season. Oh, Yaja joke the water. What did he want the judge? Yes, we completed the closing of the Maple
ceremony. Jutko, don't egon, the only got you cater or the duggery was a roar again. How much sweet water sap did you collect? Yachiboyeri se onupwa. We had enough medicine in our own house. Actually, Ekchinam ha, no wonder what you done. For me, it's the most that I ever had. Ni garu no wonder what you done. For me, it was the least that I ever had. Wawadun haru, siniyunes wata. Kahonde, karuda son, atono agwego. Jukiawis. We have celebrated the life of the maples, the leader of the trees, and all that she gives us. Ukawa untgweni kayadawana. Who won the Ukagani what? Ukawa untgweni kayadawana. Who won the little bowl game? Okay, there we got to fix some. Go back. Back, scroll down. Okay, Ukawantkweni, and then put KEN. NIWAA. Kaniwa, and that's the small. We didn't put small in. Kaniwa, the small bowl game. Okay.
Just a second.
The life giver's one, of course. Kanienkehaka Class. This time the spirit life protectors one. So what's your next ceremony? The thunderers will be signed. Next, so oyera Junu to Snona Ghana Dana Onukwaso on what the John Noya. But nature decides the seed and medicine ceremony will be next.
Seems like there should be something more here. Okay.
Happy birthday. That we said.
It was the birthday. Okay, so we're already past 9, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so just the closing now. Let's see, let's go with Mary Claude, you might as well do it.
Okay. Marie-Claude Guidit, great granddaughter of Marie-Louise, granddaughter of Yvette, daughter of Faustine, temporary representative of the Bear Clan in the Life Givers Nation. Deitinu Waradu Yagungwe Garin Yagesu. We give our thanks to Sky Woman for giving us our spirit. Nyawagoa Yorakwaze Asantonka Yonkisota Santaneka Garakwa. We give our thanks to our grandmother Moon. She's the beating heart of our Mother Earth. We give thanks to her as she gave us our blood. Nyawagoa Yonkinistani Unzage. We give thanks to our Mother Earth. She's the mother of us all. So we give thanks to her as she gave us our bodies. And she gives us everything we need in this world. Nyawagoa Yonkinistan Ogun. We give thanks to all the mothers that give the birth to all the nations of the world. And we wish for them to regain the management of those lives that they brought with the love in this world. Nyawagoa Tikundi Nagerat Gawas. We give thanks to all the life givers and all the reality of creation that they exist in. We acknowledge the sacred role that they have and the beauty that they bring to our world. Nyawagoa Onegasu'a. We give thanks to all the water in all the shapes and forms they come in. We give thanks to the life protectors that walk on balance on our Mother Earth. We give thanks to all the medicine Onunkwasu'a. Nyawagoa for all the medicine that we ever received and the ones that we are yet to receive. And we give thanks to the Gayanera Selaskanagoa, the powerful medicine that the entire Mother Earth is needing at the moment. So Nyawagoa for that Gayanera Selaskanagoa. Nyawagoa Degini Deohade, the Turo Wampum that allows for us to be in a respectful relationship with the original people of Turtle Island. We give thanks to Radiveres. We give thanks to Wata, Nyawagoa, Onoya, I think, the pine, Nyawagoa, Yoyankwaquenis. We give thanks to the sacred tobacco, Nyawagoa Agwet, the messengers, the birds, so the eagle, all the messengers, the bird that brings us their sacred messages. We give thanks to Gundirio, I think, all our sisters and brothers, the animals, for all the medicine, the food that they bring to us as well. Nyawagoa Ganon Sesne, we give thanks to the longhouse. Nyawagoa Yuderiwate Jata, I think it's the ceremonial garden. So we are soon approaching the planting. So we give thanks to the ceremonial garden. And we give thanks to all creation in good spirit. We give thanks to our ancestors who carry the good mind, who always accompany us. And we ask them to help us to find the solution to bring on our Mother Earth, to bring back peace on our Mother Earth. And we give thanks to all creation in good spirit. And we have nothing to do with bad, and we push it on the 3 levels of existence.
All right. Donzi, everybody.
Bye bye, everybody. Bon anniversaire à ton fils, Stuart.
That's on Dios, Nyawagoa.
Son dia.